13 weeks ago I planted some potato tubers in this bed, and I thought today I would explore and see whether we have harvest I could do with some new potatoes for the kitchen, for our lunch. So I'm going to bring the camera around here. I'll lift a plant, you'll see it all. If there's hardly any potatoes, well, we know to leave them longer. If there's plenty for lunch, hooray! So I brought a basket out. This is my hopeful basket. Now I need to be careful. There's one plant here. There's a chard that I've popped in there. There's some marjoram I've put here. But there is a plant here. It hasn't died back yet. I don't even remember whether it's flowered yet or not. But it is 13 weeks. So let's have a little look and see. Well. I'm quite happy to report they are little, but there are some little potatoes here. Hooray! Let's put my basket up here. Wow. Well, okay, so this is actually better than I had expected it to be. Oh, there's nothing nicer than potato harvest. Honestly, I actually think it might be the best plant there is to harvest because you don't know what you're getting. Wow, this is actually a really good amount from one plant. Happy days. Can I remember the variety? I'm not sure. I'll put it on the screen. But I know what I do want to do. I want to get something else into here immediately. But first of all, let's have a look at these. I'll tip them back out on here so you can see them. So we've got 3 pretty big potatoes, and that's a medium large, 2 mediums, 3 medium smalls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiddlers. I am so happy with that. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment, or both. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. And if you'd really like to help at the end of this, please watch another video, because that tells YouTube that you're really enjoying the channel. Thanks. It's the middle of June, and so I'm fairly certain now that all risk of frost is past. And so today I'm going to be planting out plenty of my tender annuals, and that includes these runner beans. So their canes have been in place for 3 or 4 years now. I haven't taken them out to protect them from the weather, and I've noticed they're actually quite fragile in a lot of places, so this might be the last year that they survive the the weight of plants and the weather. The beans are looking pretty good and pretty strong. They've got roots coming out of the bottom. Couple of them definitely need watering before I plant them, so let's make sure that that happens. And I'm planting them on the inside of the canes here because I've got a row of parsnips along there, but I'll plant them probably maybe on the outside of the canes or next to the canes on that side. Wow, look at the root system on this. So they're more than ready to come into the soil now. There we go. I'm not going to plant one right at the end next to the Aquilegia. I don't think I am, because I think there's too much of a risk of slugs living in that bit. But let's just start. So I'm going to dig a hole. Now, I would normally say do this with your trowel, but in true list style, I can't remember where I've left any of my trowels, and I've possibly taken them all down to the back garden. So I'm squeezing the pot each side. If that doesn't work, you can tap the pot, not the plant, tap the pot onto the edge of something like a bucket. That should loosen it. I'm going to very gently tease out these roots to encourage them to spread out and not just to keep on going round in a circle. And then in they go to create a bit more space for those roots. I'm turning it so that the plant faces the cane. There we go. Now, I don't remember which way round they naturally go. I'm sure they'll tell me over the next couple of days. Which way round do you twine? That way round. I think it's that way round. It's not quite ready for twining round, but it will be in the next day or two. Make another hole. In you go, little plant. Lean it slightly towards the cane. Leaning it towards the cane's not necessary, really. I'm definitely finding root runs, or more to the point, I think small animal runs in this bed. We have both voles and moles in this garden, neither of which I object to. In fact, I celebrate that we have them, but voles can be a bit of a nuisance. Moles tend to only eat worms, that's fine, but voles do seem to particularly like the roots, things like beetroot. If I try and grow them in the polytunnel during the winter, they will just decimate a beetroot harvest, and I fail to see the point in growing things just to feed the voles. There we go. The soil in this bed is now really lovely, but it is mostly bought in compost, and it's also got some quite a lot of homemade compost in it, but it's dark and it's rich and it's fine and it's crumbly. But having said all of that, I'm still going to top dress this side with some bought in compost. That's a potting medium, so that I continue to do some weed suppressing, as well as adding nutrients to the soil. So that end has got bags of compost on it that I did last week, and then I'll do the same this week at this end. I'm going to water these ones that haven't been watered and get the rest into the ground. And yes, the roots were in moist soil when they went in. What watering in does is pushes the soil in the ground right next to the roots. Make sure they've got really good contact with the soil. Oh, always I have to run off and get a second load of water. That always seems to happen. Never mind, it's not really an issue. We've got the water, but really close in the garden. This poor courgette plant has been desperate to be planted out. It's not been the happiest of plants being kept. First of all, it was in the greenhouse, then I brought it out and put it in a wheelbarrow, but it just kept getting flooded in the wheelbarrow, so it's rather sad. However, I'm planting it now, and I'm hoping that it won't be too long before it picks up and starts giving us a harvest. And the reason I'm laughing is a couple of nights ago I gave a talk at a local gardening club, and on the way home I popped in to say hello to my friend Tony, whose house is between there and here, and he in fact had given me this plant. And I knew how sad mine looked and how far away it was really from producing any fruit. And he kindly showed me around his garden, and I looked in slight awe and wonderment at the courgette plants the same age as this, grown in the same batch, that were fruiting like mad. And in fact I came home with one of the courgettes from that plant. Wow, what a difference. He lives in a much warmer site, lower downhill, south facing, completely different conditions, and it was like going to the most abundant place I've been for a long time. And I know this place will also get like that, but it's going to take another 2 or 3 weeks before all the plants really settle into the warmer weather, and for our weather to catch up with elsewheres. So what I did do while I was putting them in was to lift some more of the weed suppressing cornstarch membrane. This is plastic free. It's made from cornstarch and it will break down over time. But this is the 4th year it's been under these beds. I put them there when I first made the beds. I really don't need them there now. I've got a good level of soil and compost going on in the beds. So I'm taking it out, which will allow this fine black, mostly crumbly compost to be mixed with a very much clay-based soil underneath. The worms will do that over time, and this can go into the compost because, you know, eventually it will break down. And I don't really want to have it blowing all around the garden. The plastic pots will get returned back to the greenhouse, and I'll reuse those. I can't tell you how irritating that is. The squirrels have been in and just sort of helped themselves to the Saturn peaches. So I'm going to come through today and harvest as many as I can that look like they're big enough. It's not a huge harvest this year, but I'd rather have some than none. Right then, squirrels, you really haven't left me very many, but I'll have that one. And I know it's not completely right because it's just not just coming away with my hand touching it, but you know, any's better than none. I feel like I'm right inside the tree now. But I can see some hanging on lower branches that I will harvest. Ooh, there's 2 or 3 more there. Maybe I'll put these ones away before I do the next ones. Saturn peaches don't seem to keep terribly well, in our house at least. So I'm going to take them in, I'm going to take the skins off them, take the stones out, I'm going to freeze them, and then I can use them either for pies or crumbles at a later date, or I can even make wine or a chutney or a jam from them. Nice. It's 2 or 3 days since I did the potato harvest over there. We'd like some more potatoes. And I was going to do a plant over there, but I've seen that some of these are getting close to the surface and they're exposed to the sun. The leaves have dropped over. So I'm going to lift this plant. Otherwise, it may well be that all these potatoes will get green. So here we go. Oh, I'm not going to count them this time because there's quite a lot of them. So, again, this is Red Duke of York. Good job I looked up the name of this since I harvested them earlier on. That is a really good sized potato. That's the sort of size that I would do a baking potato. But these are all going to become potato salad. So, that looks like that's that for that plant. Well, you know, these are first earlies. They have been in the ground for 13 weeks. I'm really happy with how many potatoes we're getting from a plant. But I'm also going to lift this plant because I can see that these ones are green. I'm going to put that inside the bag so I know not to eat it. Wow, these are great. I am being visited by a chicken, so I've just let them out of their run to be in that direction, and she's just jumped over the little fence and is now just wandering around the garden. What are you doing, chicken? Okay, so not so many potatoes from that plant, but it was a couple of biggies, so that's okay. And then I can show you this. Oh, it's not a cutting, it was a rooted layer, so it was a layered plant. A stem had leant over and was touching the ground and had rooted from over there. So I picked it up and brought it here. This is a white Nepeta. It actually gets really tall and the flowers are white with the merest hint of pink in them. I really like them. And I wanted more plants. I've got one over here and I think I've now got about 5 in this bed that are rooted and growing quite happily. So I call that a success. It's been quite a successful year in many ways already, and we're only in June. Right now, young lady, what are you up to? Should you be here? Little chicken with a blue bracelet? I don't think you should you? No. Let's take you back to where you belong. Hey, you are a funny girl, aren't you? Here she is. She's a lovely girl. I can hear the others are jumping over their fence as well now. Hey you, get down. You shouldn't be up here. Down you get. No, on your side, not on my side. That's worrying. There's only 3 of you. Where's the other one? Where is she? Is she around here? Oh, she is. You're being a good girl, aren't you? Oh, you've gone back in. Why have you gone back in? You don't need to be in. Hey. Hey, sneaky, come on. I know, you want to be somewhere else, don't you? Thing is, we've got a whole load more of these panels. And what I hope to do, little blue chicken, what I want to do is make you a new run so that you can be out and about over a bigger area. Would that be nice? You're very intent on being up and out, aren't you? You are. Look at you. You're about to do it again. Are you? Yes. Well, I'm going to pop you in there. And you, in you go. It's time to go in, my lovely. And you, ready. Oh no, you're not, you're green. So you must be red. Oh yes, you're speedy, you're red. In you go then. There you go, and you. In you go. That's right, in you go. Good girl. I would really like to be able to extend their run. I don't have more run panels, but I have got loads of these wooden things. So I could create something coming out here which would give them an extra, I think they could have actually maybe an extra 4 square metres. So, you know, 1, 2, yeah, that's about a metre. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they could have 4, which would be quite an increase on what they've got now. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Yes, you would. I know you would. Well, let's see what we can do in the next week, shall we? I'm not going to do it while it's this hot. Yes.
Good grief. Good grief. That's quite a few there.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at the size of them now.
Well, I can tell they're ours because...
Yeah.
But yeah. And slug free.
And slug free. Guess what's for lunch?
It's going to be salad, isn't it?
Yep. There's plenty of time this year not only to start creating a new garden, but also to restock the garden you've got. So as you're harvesting, you can be putting new plants in. And that will allow you to have a continuous harvest right through the coming months. And if you're not sure what the kind of plants you can be putting into the ground in the next month or so, well, of course, I've made a video and I'll leave a link on the screen and in the video description. And if you click on that link, it'll take you straight through to the video. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, well, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again next time.